Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular board meeting, April 17th, 2025 at 6 p.m., located at the Estill County Board of Education Boardroom, 253 Main Street in Irving, Kentucky. At this time, I would like to call the meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everyone once again, and we always start our meeting by saying the pledge. Do you have someone that'd like to come lead us in the pledge? Yes. Cool. Come on up. Come on, Miss Miller.
He's got this. I know.
Yeah, he's got it. You ready? All right. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You did a great job. I like to remind everyone that there's a sign-in sheet at the entrance to the boardroom if you'd like to sign in. Mr. Brock, do we have any revisions to this agenda?
We do not.
Okay. Moving forward, first on our agenda, we have our facilities and construction update at the Estill County Middle School.
I'll just give a quick update, and Todd, Jeremy, jump in. You're part of these meetings too, if you want to. We had a meeting earlier this week about the bid process, and there were several contractors there, so that has went out. It was only for site preparation and the moving of the material on the mountain. As far as getting it ready to build a middle school, we've broken it down into a site, and then the building design and building construction will come afterwards. We should hear some more back. The final addendum goes out on that, went out on that yesterday, actually, Wednesday. So we still should start getting some of that in. It's coming to me here at central office. We had a design meeting after that, and we talked about options for the exterior. I did get contacted this week after the meeting. They're not real happy with the main entrance and the entrance to the gymnasium, and I know that was a concern for us as well. So they asked me if it was okay if they moved that around a little bit and maybe shifted some classrooms and brought us a new design as far as that, because they want that entrance to really pop, and I told them that was fine. During our design meeting, we talked about the kitchen, and we've got a consultant coming this week. It's Tuesday at 10 o'clock, am I right? This coming Tuesday at 10 o'clock, and we'll start looking at the cafeteria and the kitchen design. They're going to bring us some more exterior options. We talked about the grading and what parts we wanted to be mowable and what parts we wanted to be permanent solution, like some kind of a riprap or rock or something like that. We did explore a change outside of the cafeteria area. They were concerned whether or not grass would grow there because right outside of where the cafeteria is, there was a concreted area for picnic tables and stuff, but then there's just a small sliver there between one of the wings and the cafeteria, and they was worried about whether or not grass would grow there. So I suggested that we take and actually fence that part in with some kind of a nice fence for safety reasons, so that kids could eat out there, and then instead of putting grass, that we put a turf down so that the kids would have like a grass turf area. So they're going to look at that. The rest of the area they felt like would grow grass. We looked at a little bit of a change outside where the train car is going to sit for exterior classrooms. They actually, instead of dropping that down into like a pit where that it would be easier accessible, they've worked out to step it down and put some ramps up to that. And am I missing anything else that we talked about? Okay. They will be back. DECO will come back to give us a more updated on the design and to give us another presentation, I'm sure. But we're still rolling along and still in the process. We haven't really got into the details yet, other than what you all have already seen from the previous meeting, but we'll continue to look at that.
Okay, sounds exciting. Thank you for that update. Moving right along, we have our action items. First, we have consideration for approval of some out-of-state trips. We have the Estill County Middle School Student Council, the HOSA National Competition, and TSA National Competition. Do you have any comments on that, Mr. Brock?
Well, we've got the student council that goes every year, and that's a great thing. It's a good opportunity for them. I will say for our HOSA and our TSA, very proud of those kids that were able to place at the state level and move on to the national competition. It is a big deal, and for us being a small county and competing with every other county in the state, it's an even bigger deal. So very proud of them. It's my recommendation that we approve the trips.
Okay, so all stated approved trips have to be approved by the board. So at this time, I'd like to ask for a motion in a second. Sheila Samples makes a motion, and Sharon Whitaker makes a second. Do we have any discussion? If not, I'd like to call for a vote. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. Next, we have consideration for approval of the following service agreements. Mindset PSI.
Yeah, it's Mind's Eye, is that the way it's pronounced? It's just an agreement. We still are short some staff and we need some help with testing, and this is an agreement that would allow us to contract with them to come in and do some outside testing, or some testing within our district. It's my recommendation we approve.
I need a motion for approval of
Mind's Eye.
Mind's Eye. Sheila Samples makes a motion. Tammy Hardy makes a second. Do we have any discussion? If not, I'd like to call for a vote. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. Next, we have on our agenda consideration for approval of the Estill County School District Police Department, which is policy number 2021-016, vehicle pursuit policy.
This is, part of us having a police department and our handbook that we have to have certain policies that address certain things in it. There was some question about what we had for the pursuit policy. We've updated it to go along with similar to what other school districts and their SROs have. We are not looking to pursue people, but by law, we do have to have that policy within our regulations. So it's my recommendation we approve.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the policy as discussed. Sheila Samples makes a motion. Tammy Hardy makes a second. Do we have any discussion? If not, I'd like to call for a vote. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. Next, we have consent items. We have first on our agenda, our superintendent travels.
These are all very similar. Superintendent travels this past month, did go to a couple co-op meetings. There are some good opportunities for our teachers through these co-ops, and more importantly, or more recently, we've learned of some really good opportunities, and we've partnered with CKEC some. It's a good opportunity to get updates on laws and stuff as well. Minutes and reports, we got the approved minutes for the March 20th special call meeting. We had to do that to request the site visits and stuff changed for the middle school. And then the treasurer's report and paying of bills. It's my recommendation that we approve the consent items.
I need a motion to approve the consent items as discussed by Mr. Brock. Carrie Smallwood makes a motion. Sharon Whitaker makes a second. Do we have any discussion? If not, I'd like to call for a vote. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, that brings us down to our superintendent's report.
Well, it's the end of the year, believe it or not. We've come to the end of the year, and it's been 2 wonderful years here now so far. So we're kind of doing 2 things twofold right now. We're trying to plan to close the end of the year. We're making a push with our academics because we have missed quite a few days this year. Mother Nature has not been real kind to us, but we will continue to push through. We're still fine as far as our district calendar goes for students' last day to be the 22nd, closing day to be the 23rd. There are some days after that certified staff will have to work. I think it's 4 or 5 that certified staff has to work, and then classified will have to work 2. to complete their contracts. As far as academics go, we've finished up our diagnostic testing. We got about 16 days here to make a final push, diagnostic being through iReady. We are seeing growth, even though we did miss a lot of instructional days. Maybe not exactly what we would wanted it to be, but and if you actually take the data from August to December, there was a lot more growth there than there was from January to now, which is understandable because from August to December, we missed 2 days, and from January to now, we've missed 20, or maybe a few more, because we were planning on coming during spring break too. But again, Mother Nature had another plan for us there. So we're making that push. I gave a update already on the middle school and the design. We are still in the hunt for some money to keep that flowing. I have worked this week a lot more on it, and next week Representative Wesley and I have a meeting with the chair of the House A&R Committee, and we're going to go speak to him as well. The remaining of the money would be a budget item for next year when the budget is opened. So that's where that we are on that. All positions that we have already posted, and as a matter of fact, we have interviewed and started filling those. We did interview yesterday for our district finance position, and congratulations to Mr. Yost. He was chosen for that position going forward for next year, which means we'll be posting a high school principal position tomorrow, actually, instead of, I would have posted it today, but I feel it always important to give your people an opportunity to speak to their people and let them know before they hear about it from the public. As you all know, when even decisions like closing school and stuff, I keep you all informed, but I say, well, let's let our employees hear from us first before they hear it on Facebook or whatever. So congratulations to him. We do have some other positions that we have posted. I know that we just recently are going to post a middle school science position. We've probably got another elementary position that we're going to have to post as well. I believe in getting them out there early so that we get the cream of the crop and the best of the what the colleges and people that want to move have to offer rather than waiting till later. Let's see. We got KSBA, the Summer Leadership Institute, is going to be Friday, July the 11th through Saturday, July the 12th at the Marriott Griffin Gate in Lexington. That's already on your agenda there, so keep that in mind. Summer camps will start the week following the graduation, the 22nd, then we got the 23rd, so they'll start that next week. Those are something that we have added this year. It'll be about a 2-week camp, and it will be for arts and STEM, and we want to give kids an opportunity for some enrichment, for challenging opportunities in both STEM and the arts, and just take about 2 weeks and just really push them to greater heights and give them opportunities to maybe do some things outside of what the normal classroom day would be. Excited about that. And then Mr. Yost will say a little bit more about this, but coming up here toward the end of April, we've got our first musical that I'm aware of. We've had plays before, but I don't know if we've ever had a musical or not. So this will be our first musical, which is Alice in Wonderland Jr. I won't steal his thunder. I'll let him talk a little bit more about that. And if people are used to watching board meetings, they know that's more than I usually talk, so I will be quiet and we will move on.
So moving right along, next that brings us down to our principal's report. So Mr. Yost, would you like to start us out?
All right, thank you all. Again, always honored to be here to talk to you all. Only got a few of these left now, so I do want to thank Mr. Brock and the whole committee for offering me the opportunity to serve in a new capacity next year. So I'm excited to finish out this year at the high school and then begin the new job this summer. So I want to highlight a couple of things, then talk about a lot of dates, because I know we love to invite you all to come to a lot of our events here in the spring. FBLA actually just competed in their state competition. They received first place in the state for largest chapter percentage increase. That's testament to Ms. Smith and the recruiting she's done this year. Estill ended up 4th place in accounting 2 in the state, and Kylie Kiner and Sydney Arthur were top 8 in financial statement analysis. So wonderful to see our students placing in state competitions. FCCLA and FFA will have their state meetings coming up over the next couple of months as well. May 3rd is prom. 7 o'clock will be promenade, 8 to 11 will be prom that night. Testing, of course, starts May 5th. Then the events we'd love to invite you all to, senior farewell. That's like our night where our seniors can honor the teachers and the staff who have impacted their lives. That'll be May 7th at 6 o'clock. We'll have our senior awards and local scholarships night, May 14th at 6:30. That's always a wonderful event where our community partners come and give our students scholarships to attend college, and we have over 30 partners this year who have sponsored local scholarships, so it's going to be a really great night. You all are cordially invited to that. Senior breakfast will be May 21st. You all are more than welcome to come to that morning. Of course, the 21st and 22nd will be graduation practice, and the class of 2025 will graduate Friday, May 23rd at 7 o'clock in the gym. So we're excited for the month of May and all the big things we have coming up there. Not just with our students, but for graduation and seniors, but also we're hosting 2 sports regionals this spring. For the first time, we will be hosting boys and girls tennis regionals, week of May 5th, that will start. And then softball will be hosting the 14th region tournament. That's usually around Memorial Day. The exact dates will be announced. We'll have that at the May board meeting, but just to keep in mind, we'll be hosting those 2 different regional competitions in May. A couple of big student honors this month. Mason Isaacs was awarded the Pigman Scholarship from the University of Kentucky College of Engineering. That's a $20,000 scholarship. It's a huge deal for him. And then Riley Hope was named as our 2025 Governor's Scholar. So congratulations to Riley as well. And last but not least, our spring musical. We would love for you all to come out to that. Our community performances will be Friday, April 25th at 6 and Sunday, April 27th at 2 o'clock. I will say, seeing those students, they've been rehearsing extremely hard, working on, even on the days we were out, we had students actually that came to school and worked on props and different things during those days. And so it was really good to see all the work they're putting in. And then this Saturday, actually, out at the high school, it'll be out front if weather permits. It'll be in the gym if it is raining. But from 10 to 2, we'll have our Mad Hatter Tea Party egg hunt. It's kind of a Alice in Wonderland themed preview for students. We'll have a lot of our kids in costume, and it'll be a good time for kids in the community. So a lot of cool things happening this spring at the high school. We're excited for testing. We're excited to see what our kids can do. ACT, I meant to put on here, but on the ACT, our juniors this year went up 9/10 of a point from last year's ACT scores. With all the school we've missed, especially this spring, we were really happy to see them grow nearly a full point from sophomore to junior year. So thank you all very much.
Next, we have Ms. Hall from South Urban.
I'll start at the top. Our attendance, it's not reflecting very many days this month, but it is really well. I think it's something at the top right, 91.45%. Over on the left, that's enrollment. We are down 1 student from last month. We did have 1 student unenrolled since last time. Right now, our big push is enrollment for next year. So we have some Facebook posts if anybody wouldn't care to share those. There's QR codes to fill out applications for next year. We've already started screening children, and we have several screenings throughout the month of May. Assessment data has stayed the same. We'll assess again in May. And then there are some fun events that we've had. We are in our insect unit, so we had a beekeeper come. He is a bee expert. The children enjoyed that. And then we also had 2 of our staff members finish their CDA. They've been working on it for 4 years now, so those 2 ladies finished that up this year. And then today this is not included because I made this before, but we had our egg hunts today, and we had some special guests that I'll let somebody else share about.
So my kids were the special guests that came today, and I can tell you we were so blessed at South today. It really brought some of us to tears that were over there just watching my kids interact with those preschool students. It was really fun to watch, and one of my students, I think, is volunteered now to go back to South and just run the kids around so that they can wear them out every day. But it's been a really good month at Success. Our students have been working hard to hit their goals that we set each week, and we're still sitting at about 92% of our students being on track to move to the next grade level or graduate by the time that school ends in May, which is really successful for our students. reward we got to do this last month was our students got to go to the high school state championship, the Sweet 16. So if they were on track to reach their goal, they were able to go to the state tournament at Rep Arena, which was the first time a lot of them had ever been to Rep Arena or been to a ball game that was that big with that many people. So it was really fun to get to watch that as well. And then Mr. Norton, Miss Williams, and myself went on a visit to the Oldham County Alternative Schools, which is one of the most successfully ran alternative schools in the state of Kentucky. The lady's been there for 30 years and has really gotten that program down the way that she has seen fit. And we really learned a lot from that. We got a lot of ideas that we would like to start implementing at our school. So we were very excited about that as well. So that's what's been going on at Success.
Mr. Norton, can you real briefly talk about kindergarten registration? I should have saved that in my update, but I know it's on Facebook and there's a QR code and they can come by here, but if you want to.
Correct. So kindergarten registration, they can find it on Facebook, and they can go to any elementary school or here at central office to start that registration process.
Yeah, thank you.
Next, we have Miss Miller from West Irvin.
Well, it has been a big month at West Irvin. I didn't realize how fast the end of the school year comes, and we've had a lot going on. We were able to welcome more families into our school this spring and this past month with our family lunches. We just recently completed the iReady diagnostic, and we're really excited about what we're seeing and the growth that our students are making. We cannot wait until KSA and until our K through 2 students take their iReady, because we really feel like we're going to see a growth among all of our students. We've been celebrating a lot of progress, both academically and behaviorally, throughout the school with office referrals and celebrations and things of that nature. We've continued to really amp up our thoughtful classroom usage. We see that in almost every classroom that we go into at this point, so it's really exciting to see that our teachers have really bought into that. 5th grade got to participate in their first transition activity to the middle school, where they got to tour the middle school. That was exciting. 3rd grade is currently hatching chicks with 4-H, so this is always a fun time of year. For some reason, they always hatch right during KSA and end up in the hallways, it seems like. Teachers are really working hard to ensure students are mastering all of their power standards and really looking at data and adjusting over the next few weeks as we finish strong. And then we were also able to honor our student achievements from last year's KSA with our celebration last month. We had a very big turnout. About 90 students came. We had a ton of 6th graders come back for that. So we were really happy with that, how that turned out. And finally, we also have hosted our parent-teacher night within this month. So we've had a lot going on, and we have a lot going on in the next few weeks. I'm really excited for it.
Thank you, Miss Miller. Next, we have Miss Mullins from Estill Springs.
Good evening. Thank you all for allowing us to share tonight. There's March and April have been interesting. Spring is springing, and we've had a lot of good things going on. I do want to draw your attention to the picture in the middle of Miss Harmony Branscombe. I want to brag. This has been the biggest deal at our school. We do Topping Madness during March Madness. If you see there, Mr. Matthew even 3D printed a trophy which looks like the what am I trying to say? The March Madness, yeah, the trophy. So Harmony can type 66 words per minute. That is such a big deal. I mean, that's more than a lot of adults can type. But she won an iPad, a wonderful trophy there, and a lot of goodies. But that brought in our entire school. They went through, it was just a lot of fun. We posted some pictures yesterday. She cried, everybody cried, and it was just a really big deal at our school. But I wanted to thank you as a board for recognizing the need for typing and keyboarding and technology to be positions within our school. Now that our students are testing using, KSA and having to do those types of things, those are skills that are even more important. But I thank you all for supporting those roles within our building. We've had a lot going on with spring activities. We've celebrated our paras. We've celebrated Brooke with our assistant principals. Field trips are in high gear. They're seeing the fruits of their labor and their different types of fundraisers throughout the school year. We've enjoyed meeting Officer Southworth, who has joined us. He's been there for lunch a lot of days. The kids think he's really funny, so we appreciate his presence in the building. I did want to share one particular little girl's growth there at the bottom in iReady. She went from being a novice in the fall to being a distinguished in the spring. 205-point growth in reading. I wanted to bring that up particularly because I've never seen that kind of growth before. Her confidence is through the roof, and she's ready to go to middle school. So just thank you for supporting programs and resources in our classrooms that really make a difference for our kids. On April 22nd, we have our Proficient Distinguished Awards ceremony. You all are welcome to attend. We have 3 different times for our grade levels, and we've had a lot of feedback on our RSVPs. Also, next Thursday, we've rescheduled our spring conferences and a family learning night in one night. So next week is all the things at Estill Springs. Pick a night, come visit. We're sure to be there. But thank you all for your support, not only this month, but throughout the school year.
I look forward to goal setting with my buddy this year, so.
He asked me when you were coming.
You
I
just
told him
let me
that because
know.
he knows we're getting ready to set up individual
Yeah,
goal-setting meetings, and he wanted you, not us.
absolutely.
And did Ms. Halcom have anything she put anyone in charge to report on from the middle school? Okay.
I will say it looked like they had their Easter egg hunt, well, which I just think is so fun, that, to get all the kids involved in that.
Yeah, and I was at West today while they were having theirs, and there had to be at least 500 Easter eggs on the playground that kindergartners were fixing to go, so.
Thank you, principals. There's lots of good things going on in our schools, and thank you for your leadership and your hard work. Board member forum, do we have anything to report? Anything that you would like to share? Any kind of an update from our student representative?
Well, I'm glad you approved the hosted thing, because that's what I'm doing, so I'm glad you approved the trip.
Do you want to share with them about your ATC experience?
Yes, the ATC, I've been attending the health science classes since my sophomore year, and I am currently in the phlebotomy class, and I have shadowed at Miss Donna's clinic, and I've absolutely loved it. But through HOSA, we've been able to attend the national conference for 3 years in a row, and so I'm excited to go one last time.
She has done an excellent job at drawing blood, so I'm not for sure how many blood draws that you got, but you got a lot.
30.
30.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Great.
so she's been busy, so if you need blood drawn, she's your girl.
That's right.
Well, thank you for that. Does anyone else have anything else they'd like to share? Okay, do we have any public comments, Mr. Simpson?
We do. We had 3. The first one was an individual question that was forwarded to Mr. Norton in regards to moving a child. So that's not board relative. The second one, question from, let me make sure I say this correctly. Dana Medilo. I apologize if I mess up that last name. In 2009, the National Institute of Health has brought up massive issues with people living or working close to landfills. This radius is 1.8 miles. How can we be sure that there will be no health issues with groundwater runoff and air quality control issues with the high school and middle school? The permit should not have been signed in the first place. Now that it is, how do we continue knowing that illegal dumping has happened in 2019 of radioactive waste and could have potentially catastrophic issues with the students' health in the future?
We had a meeting week before last with the department at the Kentucky department that deals with that. They've put some monitoring things in process. That's more of a long answer. I encourage them to set up a meeting with them. I'll be happy to go through everything we have with them. But we now have a monitor on site that is monitoring all the time, 24/7.
And the last question is from Danny Rollins. Danny says, are there any plans to address the traffic blocking Rice Street at afternoon pickup at Estill Springs? Does the board not see this as a problem?
We are aware, we have certain liberties we can take and can't take, but we are working on solving the problem, but it's bigger than just the school system. And both of those, I'm happy to answer more in person and just give a short answer tonight. I mean, they're not necessarily tied to the agenda, but I'm happy to elaborate on that if they would like to set up a meeting.
Just call central office and ask to speak to Mr. Brock, and
Yep.
he will get you in his office to sit down and answer all your questions.
Be more than happy to work with on a plan to fix some of these things, but there's some outside factors that we have to deal with as well.
Okay, if there's nothing further, I'd like to call for a motion to adjourn. Sheila Samples makes a motion, Tammy Hardy makes a second, all in favor? This meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you for your attendance.